Now let's see this topic, time and distance. The questions in this will be like this. How many minutes does Murli take to cover a distance of 500 meters if he runs at a speed of 5 kilometers per hour? Okay, so what is asked is they are asking about the time. Minutes means time, given that he runs a distance and some speed is given. Now what is the relation between all these three? So one is time, other is distance, and other is speed. So we know that speed is nothing but distance per time, isn't it? See, if a person runs for 1 kilometer, 1 kilometer in 1 hour, now what is his speed? His speed is 1 kilometer per hour. That is how you measure it, right? Therefore speed is nothing but distance divided by time. Now from this you can also say that distance is equal to speed into time, right? Now if you observe this, there are three parameters here. So the questions in this topic will be, they will give you two parameters out of these three and they will ask for the third one. So right away you can substitute and you can get the answer. That is one type of questions. But where you should be careful in these questions is the units in which they give you the the data. That is where you should be careful and what they are asking in. For example, they are asking the time in minutes, given the distance in meters and the speed in kilometers per hour. Right? So everything is given in a different units. So only thing you should be careful in these questions is how to change the units from one form to other form. Now what are the various possibilities is, speed can be given in kilometers per hour. So this is how you measure the time or speed in India, right? Kilometers per hour. Then time, if it is taken in hours, you can cancel these two and the distance you will get is in kilometers, right? Or if you take speed in meters per second and then you are supposed to take time in seconds, so you can cancel these two and you will get the answer in meters, right? Or sometimes they will also talk about miles. So what is miles is, the relationship between a mile and kilometer is this. So in Western countries they will measure the distance in miles. So in that case they will measure the speed in miles per hour, right? Therefore there can be questions possible in which they will give you the data, which means the speed in miles per hour. In order to understand how to convert it, you should know the relation between miles and kilometers. So 1 mile will be equal to 1.6 kilometers. Okay, so if you remember this, you can convert it appropriately, right? Let's say 1 mile per hour is given. Now you want to convert it into kilometers per hour. Now we know that 1 mile is equal to 1.6 kilometers. Now you can directly substitute it. So 1.6 kilometers per hour, right? So 1 mile per hour is equal to 1.6 kilometers per hour. Similarly, 1 kilometer per hour will be equal to 1 by 1.6 miles per hour if you want to convert it into that way, right? So let's write meters in small m and miles in capital M. Okay, fine. And now what is the other conversion is, sometimes they will give you the speed in kilometers per hour and they will ask you something in seconds, which means then you want to convert this into meters per second, right? So kilometers per hour is given and you want to convert it into meters per second. So how to do that is, we know that kilo means 1000, so I am converting kilometers into meters, which means kilo means 1000, so 1000 meters divided by, in 1 hour we know that there are 60 into 60 seconds, 60 minutes and then 60 seconds in every minute. Therefore the total number of seconds is 60 into 60, right? So it is going to be 1000 divided by 3600 meters per second, right? So if you cancel it, it is going to be 5 by 18 meters per second. Therefore 1 kilometer per hour can be written as 5 by 18 meters per second, right? So you can also use it the other way. So what is the other way? 1 meter per second will be equal to, I'll send it this way, then what happens? 18 by 5 kilometers per hour. So you need not by heart it, you can directly do it this way, but then if you remember it, you will be able to solve the questions faster, right? Okay, and now what are the various types of questions that will be possible is, one type of question which I have given here is directly one of the parameters is missing, two other parameters are present, you can solve it. That is one type of question. Other type of questions will be, they'll say that one of the parameter is constant, and then they will give you relation between two different cases. So they'll say that speed is constant. If speed is constant, what will be the relationship between d and t? Distance will be directly proportional to time, right? In that case, what happens? d1 by d2 will be equal to t1 by t2, given that speed is constant, right? Or they'll say the time is constant. Then what is the relation between distance and speed? D is directly proportional to s. Then what happens in that case? d1 by d2 will be equal to s1 by s2, right? Sometimes they'll say that distance is constant. Then what happens in that case? s1 into t1 will be equal to s2 into t2, right? So these kind of questions will also be possible in this. Okay. Now let's try to solve this question. So in this question, what is the given data? They are saying that the distance that Murali has to cover is 500 meters. Okay, and now he is running at a speed of 5 kilometers per hour. So speed is given in 5 kilometers per hour. And now other thing is given is we are supposed to find out the time, but we have to find it out in minutes. So let's try to find out the time. So time will be equal to, see this, from this one, time will be equal to distance by speed, right? Distance by speed. Now what is distance? Distance is 500 meters. 500 meters divided by what is the speed? 5 kilometers per hour. So 5 kilometers per hour is nothing but 5000. I am just converting kilometers to meters so that they will cancel here, right? Meters per hour. Now let these units be present while you are solving the question, so that you will understand what is the units in which the left side is measured in, right? So if you let the units be there, you will understand that the time is measured here in hours, which means whatever answer you get is in hours, right? So meters and meters will get cancelled, tens, so you get 1 hour divided by 10, which means 1/10 of an hour. So time we got is in hours, but in what is that they are asking? Time they are asking in minutes. So convert it to minutes. So how can they convert it? So 1 hour equal to 60 minutes. So 60 minutes divided by 10. So which means 6 minutes is the answer. Got it? Okay.
Hi, if you are planning to do masters, then doing masters abroad is better than doing masters in India. I'll give you all the reasons. So first reason is, out of 1 lakh students who take GATE every year, there are only 500 seats in old IITs. So all the IITs put together have an acceptance rate of 0.5%, and IITs, universities better than IITs, they have very good acceptance rate like 30%, 40%, but all the IITs put together have an acceptance rate of 0.5%. And if you are working hard to get into IIT Bombay's ranking is 177. And IIT Roorkee's ranking is 400. If you are happy to get into IIT Roorkee, then getting into universities better than IIT Roorkee is easier compared to getting into IIT Roorkee. And looking at the salaries for computer science, for software jobs, if you have done your masters in computer science in US, the salaries are ranging from 80 lakhs per year to 1.2 crore per year. So even if you take an average of 1 crore per year, your savings will be much higher than the salaries in India. After taxes and your cost of living, you can easily save 40 to 50 lakhs per year. And in India, the maximum jobs that you get is around 30 lakhs. So your savings will be much greater than the salaries in India. And these are all the services that we provide. University shortlisting. So depending on your profile, we will shortlist what are the universities that you have to apply. And statement of purpose building, and then LOR guidance, and GRE and English test assistance, and education loan assistance. So you don't have to have any collateral, which means without any security, now you can get education loan. Getting education loan is very simple these days, and whatever the amount of fee that you have a range of universities. You can apply for 10 lakh universities, 20 lakh universities, or 50 lakh universities. But whatever it is, you are going to get complete education loan, and you can pay off your education loan in 1 year after you get a job. And then we do visa assistance, mock visa interviews, and then connecting with the university alumni. So now you might ask why we should join Game of Visas. So the answer is we have 90% success rate, 99% success rate. And these are all the destinations that we guide the students to. So we guide students to any country that you want to go. So now it is not just USA. We guide to UK, Germany, Australia, Canada. So we guide students to all the countries. We work with all the destinations. And if you are interested in going abroad, you have to just drop us a message on this WhatsApp number 9494 555 454. Okay, thank you.